Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We get to start today with this puzzle by yttrio. As always, we start with the most voted on puzzle by the people who support at the windmill level on up. And so this puzzle was voted for by David, Russ, David, Luda, Doomed Yacht, and Nordy. These puzzles are always popular. Yttrio and Nordy both have a lot of these. Can't see Zeta. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that was my fault. That was an easy fix. Sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. I don't know how long it would have been of me talking about this puzzle before I noticed. Anyway, it's this puzzle, Black Dot Mamba by yttrio. Mamba was an answer in a crossword the other day that I was doing. Hey, Isabella, how are you doing? In terms of stream business, the only things are we have the Let's Plays going up. We have the Invitation to Puzzle series starting next week, I think. I've recorded a number of those. So you can look forward to seeing that. I've so far mostly recorded pencil puzzles. If you have any like Sudoku puzzles that you think are in the 1-star range with standard mechanics, you do that. I'm probably going to record, I have a series of my own puzzles in the sort of like 1-star space. I'll probably record things that, oh, you have chocolate cake. Oh, excellent, excellent. We all want more chocolate cake within our lives. Okay, so let us read the rules here. So cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. Cells separated by a black dot have a 2-to-1 ratio. Not all possible dots are necessarily given. We need to construct a 1-cell wide snake in the grid, orthogonally connected cells whose endpoints are given by the diamonds. Okay, so here's our snake. The snake cannot branch and cannot touch itself, not even diagonally. Every cell on the snake must have a 2-to-1 ratio with at least one other orthogonally adjacent cell that is also in the snake. So we're never putting 5, 7, or 9 on the snake, I suppose. Orthogonally adjacent cells are allowed to have a 2-to-1 ratio if and only if both cells are on the snake. Boy, this is reminiscent of the tall cat puzzle we solved the other day that was in a similar vein of having a really bizarre negative constraint. So I think that means that all the black dots, of course, are here. And we can do our usual 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 8 business. Okay. Well, I guess the snake has to go to one of these two, but I'm not necessarily sure which one. But the snake touches itself here. I guess I know this isn't snake. I can mark that. So I guess the snake continues through here because the snake's not allowed to touch itself. Let's see. This can't be on the snake, I suppose. Oh, that's a good point. Wait, is that true? Every cell in the snake was with at least one. But both of these are already with at least one. This could be a 3-6, and that could be a 3-6, right? AFK, if I understand this. So I think that they could both continue the way it's worded. They don't have to have a 2-to-1 ratio with both things. Let's see. Because in order to be on the snake, you just have a 2-to-1 ratio with no, 8 can be next to anything on the snake as long as it's also next to a 4. Because what it says is each cell in the snake must have a 2-to-1 ratio with at least one other orthogonally adjacent cell. So the 8 could be next to a 3-6, and that would be totally fine as long as it's got a 4 on the other side. Unless there's like a white dot I'm not seeing or something. Although I am now, I guess, contemplating, like, if the snake really does come here, that does only leave sort of a... Oh, I guess I know the snake comes here, actually, while I'm filling in things that I shouldn't have filled in right away. Okay, so in fact, actually, I can do all of that because I know 5, 7, 9 can't go in the snake, and so and the snake can't touch itself. I don't know how I missed this, but anyway, so these are 5, 7, and 9. By the way, thank you so much, yttrio, for giving the ends of the snake so I can not worry about whether I'm technically cheating. Now we've got 3, so this goes through here. This goes through here. Let's see. Oh, Paulfly pointing out something that I think we were going to get a different way, but that we can get Paulfly's way instead, which is that if this cell goes down, now it goes down again, but there's just no way we avoid creating a snake loop. So it goes up instead, which actually makes all of those not on the snake. This isn't on the snake. This isn't on the snake. And these are 5, 7, 9. I have to keep in mind that just because a number isn't on the snake doesn't mean it's 5, 7, 9. But the particular ones we know are 5, 7, 9. Yeah, we can't put either of these on the snake without creating a problem with how it's going to get out. So, like, that's not on the snake and that's not on the snake. I agree. And I guess this is now going to need an even digit, which is kind of interesting because that even digit is definitely a 2 or a 4. And so I guess that means this digit is not... or this is not a 2-4, for whatever that is worth. Let's see. The white dots seeing 579 are very interesting. I'm trying to see if I know any more of those. Yeah, I guess I know one of these is 579, so I at least know. I guess this digit could be 579. Oh, right. AFK and Todd are pointing out there's this negative constraint, so I can't have a 1-2 on this white dot because a 1-2 on the white dot would need to be next to each other on the snake because it would be a 1 and a 2 that were adjacent. So there's definitely a 3 on this, which makes this have the 1, 2, 4, 8 flavor of black dot involved. Does this have to be 3-6? I kind of feel like this has to be 3-6, but I'm not 100% sure that that's true. But I think because of the white dot, I think if this isn't 3-6, I think we're going to run into problems. I guess it could. No, if this isn't 3-6, then this is 3-6, right? That's the way I should say this. Is if this cell is not 3-6, now this cell is 3-6, which can only go next to another 3-6, and we've put those on a white dot. So in fact, these are 3-6. And so this is the other 1-8 over here. Okay. So, oh, good point. Right. So, Paul Fly points out, I know this is a 3 because if this were a 6, this would need to be a 5 or a 7. So this is a 3. We can bring out Zach for the 3 dance. Ba-boop-a-doop. Woo! Ba-boop-a-doop. Wah! Ba-doop-a-doop. Wee! Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Also, don't worry. Despite the fact that the camera is showing one of Zach's feet as being slightly black, he is not suffering from penguin blackfoot rot. It is just the green screen being slightly weird. So that is a 6. So this is a 2 or 4. I do know that the 3 and the 6 are in this column, in this box. I think this is what Dorlier is saying. And so because the 3 and the 6 are in this column, in this box, this can't be a 3 or a 6, and hence these two are a 3-6 pair. And so this is a 1, 2, 4, 8 flavor of black dot. This is 2, 4, 5, or 7. This is a 6 by Sudoku. Because we need to put a 6 in here. And so it's not on the snake because it would not be next to something. So the snake goes this way, and we can do lots of sort of not on the snaking. So right, so 3 can't touch 6 within this box. And now this 2-4 can't touch a 2-4 either. So this is a 1-8, and this is a 2-4. So we've got that. Of course, I know this is 1, 2, 4, 8. for what it is worth. If the snake goes... Oh, no. Yeah, I don't think this can be yellow, because if this is yellow, it's the other 1-8. Oh, I guess that could go with a 2-4. But then it would have to go into here, and I don't think that works. I think if you contemplate this being a 1, it would have to go to a 2, and then it would have to go back to a 1. That doesn't work. Oh, no, sorry, it doesn't have to. Sorry, 1, 2. Actually, it would. So 1 doesn't work. Could I do 8? 8 would go with 4, and that doesn't work either. So I think, actually, bizarrely, I think this can't be snake, but I don't like it. Right. So Lakia points out now that is certainly not a 1-8. These are the 5-7-9 for the column. There's a sort of virtual 2-4 pair here in this column, I suppose, if you are into that kind of thing. That's a smart spot from Paulfly, is that this cell is certainly 1, 2, 4, 8, because it can't be a 3, 6 because it would have to go the other way, which would be no good. I'm trying to understand the claim that this can't be 2, 4. Oh, right. Okay, so there's a virtual 2-4 pair, is what Isabella is saying, is that one of these is 2, 4, because they can't be 1, 8, and therefore that's all the 2, 4s in the box. So this is not 2 or 4. So this is 6 because it's next to a 5 or a 7. Agree. This is a 1-8 for what it is worth. I don't think 1-8s are worth a lot in this puzzle. Technically, one of these is a 9, so this isn't. Oh, I did not mean for it to be an I. Oh, no. I need to turn off that letter tool. Right fast. Okay. So, yeah, I know one of these two is a 2, 4. I guess I technically know one of these is a 3. And so whichever one is a 3 tells me one of these two is a 6. And so one of these two is a 5-7, I guess. Yeah, AFK is saying the same thing I was basically just going through. This isn't a 1-8, I guess. Because this 1-8 needs to be next to something, and it's not next to the other 1-8. So actually, this is a much lower hanging fruit. That's a 2, 4 then, and so this is the 1-8. And so now this is a 1-8, and this isn't. So That is a much lower hanging fruit than the sorts of things we were looking at before. Okay, so now we've got a 2-4 pair in this row. And so these white dots need to have the 6 and the 8 on them because they need even digits. I guess I can fill in that these, therefore, are from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I know this one's not 5, 7, or 9. So this is the 6 or 8. And then this is the 5, 7, or 9, which means it's not on the loop. Which means the loop continues that way, not on the snake, I suppose I should say. This isn't 5, 7, 9 either. And so that is not 6 or 8. And so the snake goes there. We cannot create a mini loop. I mean, we can't create any kind of loop for what it's worth. So we've got those. Oh, this is certainly yellow. And is certainly a 1, 2, 4, 8. Yeah, it has to be a 1, 2. Sorry, yeah, it has to be a 1, 2, 4, 8 because it has to touch that. And I know it's not a 2, 4 because, as I previously noted, the 2, 4, either that cell has to be a 2, 4 or that cell has to be a 2, 4 because these 1, 8s. Oh, sorry, that's not true. Sorry, that's not true. I've said it several times, but it's never been true when I've said it because if the path goes this way, I don't need that to be a 2, 4. Because this one is already happy. Okay. So this digit is a 1, Todd points out. So this digit isn't allowed to be a 2 because it would be next to the 1. Okay, so this can't be the 8 anymore because if this is an 8, that would be a 4, and this cell would have no value. So this is a 6, which makes that a 3, which makes that an 8. Okay, and so these need to be a 1, 2, and a 4, 8 in order that this possibly works so that I have, because these need to be in a black dot relationship. And so therefore that is a 1, 2, 4, 8. 8, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 8, 4, 2. Like that. So this is a 4 or an 8, and it is a 4 of those. So that is a 1. Now these two are a 3, 6 pair, and hence they're both on the snake because they are next to each other. And so by the weird negative constraint, there we go. Okay, so this is a 2, 4 just by the row. And this can't be the other 2, 4 for the row, so this has to be the other 2, 4 for the row, and hence it's yellow because they need to continue by the negative constraint, and so we get that. Why couldn't the loop continue further down here, Paulfly? Because of the negative constraint. 3 and 6 were placed here by Sudoku. And so by the negative constraint, they had to both be on the loop. Which is the same thing that happened with this 2, 4 over here. It's the last rule. And so I think these have to be 1, 2, but I'm not 100% sure of that. And I don't necessarily want to attempt to prove it. Oh, this is probably not 9. I agree. Let's see. I know that this is from 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, for what it's worth, because of the absence of the 2 and the 4. That one's not even a 6. Yeah, I guess I certainly believe that this is from 1, 2, 4, 8, and it's not 8. It's certainly from 1, 2, 4. See, it would be very nice if the snake just went down this way, but I don't know if it's going to yet. Oh, the snake. Oh, I guess, sorry, the snake could go here. I keep trying to say things that are wrong. The snake could go here as long as it then does like 3, 6 or something across here. Or otherwise down here we'd go 8, 4, which is probably also fine. Let's see. I know that these aren't both on the oh, maybe I don't know that. Sorry. I was going to say I know they're both not on the snake because of the 1, 2, but that's not how this works. So this is just naively from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's not 5 because it's on the snake. So we've got a 2 or 4 here and a 2 or a 4 here, which means this cell's definitely not 2 or 4 for what it's worth. So this is 1, 8 or 3, 6, and it's not a 6 apparently. Oh, right. A 4 here would put a 3 here, right? So this is only 1, 2, 3. This cell can't actually be a 3 for a sort of funny reason. That if this is a 3, it can't go that way because there's a 6 here, but it can't go down either because that finishes the snake, but now the snake has to go 3, 6, 3, and I've put too many 3s in the column. So this is never a 3. This is a 1 or a 2. And therefore this is... Oh, I was going to say therefore this isn't on the snake, but that's not true. I can still go 6, 3 there that way. Right. This can't be 4 now. Because of just white dot stuff. This was agonizing, by the way. 4, 2, like that, goes in. So now if this is yellow, it's a 6, but I guess I don't know if it's yellow yet. Let's see. Right. This isn't one for... Funnily enough, the way I saw it is that 2 is ruled out of every cell it touches. But the easier way to see it is that 1 is ruled out of it by the 1, 2 pair above it. Okay. I suppose this could technically be 4 if the snake wants to come this way. This is probably not a 5. I'm glad people have noticed that the white dots are there because I have definitely not done a good job of noticing that the white dots are there. If the snake comes this way, then these would need to be 1, 2 exactly. And so, of course, they'd have to go in that order with a 2 there and a 1 there. But I don't see anything wrong with that yet. Yeah, I probably need to press harder on the negative constraint. I mean, I proved earlier that it couldn't, the snake couldn't go here, but I'm not 100% sure the proof was right, but the proof was so gnarly that I didn't really want to revisit it. Uh, like, it seems like a pretty ugly thing to sort of think all the way through all of this. Let's see, is it any better now? Uh, yeah, I guess it's a little better now. It's not that gnarly now. Because now if the 8 goes here, then now this is a 4, and this can only be 3 while being on the snake. So we have that. Okay, and so now, oh, sorry, I was going to say, so this is a 2, but that's not how any of this works. Could be no, it can't be a 2, actually. So this actually can only be a 3, 6, or 8 are the only options. Now this can take, if this does come here now, though, now this has to be this thing's thing, which would work if this were 8 and 4. Oh no, this can't be a 4, right. This can't be 8 because I'd break the negative constraint. I love solving puzzles with weird negative constraints, but this one does not work for me. But yeah, this can't be an 8 because of the fact that you'd eventually break the negative constraint. So we've got a 3, 6 here. And now I guess we can go 3, 6 into 1, 2. Or 3, 6 into 1, 2. Whichever way you want to do it. In any event, that's certainly not going to be snake, but I don't think we were ever at horrible risk of that. Oh, it's the 3, 6 plus the 3 there? Is that what you want me to do, Nordy? I feel like every step in this puzzle has been aggressively look-aheady. But yeah, if this is a... If the snake goes here is Nordy's complaint, then we would need this to be the 6 and this be the 3 because you need to put the 3 next to the 2, but you can't do that because there's a 3 here. So the other case is you put a 3 here and then a 6 here, but that doesn't work because it puts a 5 or a 7 there, so the snake just doesn't go there. And now the snake needs to close over here, so this is the other 3, 6. Okay, and so now I've got to have my 1, 2 either vertically or horizontally. I mean, I guess I can just fill in. I know this is a 1, 2 because it's the only thing that works either way, right? Oh, maybe not. Sorry, maybe not. Maybe this way it could still be 4 and something. Yeah, this is never on the snake anymore. Let's see. I mean, I have very specific tastes. I certainly admit that, Nordy. The fact that a puzzle isn't to my taste doesn't it doesn't mean that it was poor. It just means that most of the puzzles in this sort of series that you and yttrio have done, I have really jived with more. Hey, Sayori, how are you doing? Yeah, so now, like, this is definitely not doable. So those are both gettable, outable, and now these aren't doable either, so we can sort of remove that whole bit. Oh, Lord. Adorable is one word for it. Yeah, I do agree with Paul Fly's conclusion. If this is yellow, these two are 1, 2, because they look at a 4, 8 and a 3, 6. But then if you look at where 1 and 2 then go in box 5, the 1 and 2 get pushed here. which breaks the negative constraint. So that's not yellow. So that is yellow. One can only hope that wasn't intentional. So these are from 1 to 4, therefore. That one's not a 4. I mean, it's a combination of, like, I think having had it pointed out, it was a very cool spot that I hope wasn't intentional, but in the setting, but I thought was very it was a slick enough spot to be worth explaining. And if I was going to explain it, then I was going to use it. Okay. So this certainly isn't a 1. Oh, and it's not a 2 either, Sayori points out, because if this is a 2, now I'm obligated to put a 1 or a 3 here, but I can't put either of them. So that's a 4, which then makes that a 2, which makes that a 5, which then makes that a 5. Let's see. The 6 in this box I know is in one of these 2 cells. Oh yeah, this is certainly gray. I agree. Okay, so now that that's gray, now I certainly am not getting down to this corner in any universe. Oh, Sayori points out that 8 in row 8 has to go in one of these cells, and so therefore this is a 3. So it needs to see a 6, and it can't see it here. So it sees the 6 here, completing the snake. So that is a 6 next to a 5 or a 7. The 8 in this column actually goes here if you look. So this is a 7 or a 9. And so that's a 1. That is a 6. This is a... Oh, actually, where's the 5 in this column? It's just there. So this is a 7 or a 9. Let's see. Oh, this is just a 2. So now where does 4 go in this box? I guess it goes here. So these are the 5, 7, 9. Let's see, one of these is a 5, 7, 9. The other is an 8. And the 8 goes there. So that's my other 5, 7, 9. Okay, the 4 in this box then is placed here by the negative constraint. And now the 4 is placed there by Sudoku. Let's see. So one of these 2 is a 2, and it's that one by the negative constraint. So that's a 1, and that's a 2. That's a 1 by the negative constraint again. That's an 8 by the negative constraint. The negative constraint is probably not going to do super much in the rest of this box. Let's see. There's a 3 in this row somewhere. Yep, sure is. This isn't a 3, 6, as chat is pointing out. So there's got to be a 3, 6 elsewhere. I agree with that. Let's see. 8 in box 8 now. Oh yeah, 8 in box 8 is placed without any work. I mean, just Sudoku work, I suppose I should say. There's a 1 here, which is now there. And so this is the other 579, which is for some reason not a... Oh, there's a 5 in this box already. This is the other 579. Okay, so the other 3, 6 in this column is here by that now. So that's 6 and that's a 3. It's a 6 and that's a 3. And now that's a something. It's a 5. So those are a 7, 9. In this row, we've got a 6. So this is a 7, 9 for the column. This is a 7, 9 for the box. This is the other thing. It's a 3. This is a 5, 7, 9 for the column, box, everything else. Let's see. So now we've just got to chase down the 5, 7, 9s because we've placed everything else, I believe. Hey, Megalam, how are you doing? Hey, Joel. One of these is 5, sure. If those is 9. Am I missing a clue? What's happening? It's going well. I am having a good time. Yeah, I guess we can ketchup and mustard. This has definitely been a puzzle where it's sort of like there's nothing wrong with it, but no step of this puzzle has been pleasant. Like every puzzle is sort of a mix of good steps, medium steps, and bad steps. And this puzzle has been all medium steps. Let's see. Red X. Yeah, that's right. This is circle. Okay, and so then the point is that this now sees both the circly 7, 9 and the xy 7, 9. So this is a 5, which will probably do it, one hopes. That is a 5. So now that's a 7 and a 5 and a 5 and a 9. Okay, so now x's everywhere are 7s. And circles everywhere are 9s. So let's see. There's a 9 and a 7 and a 9 and a 7 and a 5. Yeah, and I mean, I'm very impressed with the construction of the negative constraint here. Like, I mean, the fact that this puzzle solved without any bad steps and that negative constraint is itself incredibly impressive. But this felt a bit like my usual complaint about indexing, where it's sort of like every step in indexing is just a look ahead and then, oh, this breaks, and then another look ahead and then, oh, this breaks, and that doesn't interest me as much. But I think this is a really impressive construction, and I'm sure a lot of people will really dig this. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in just a moment with another puzzle. So see you all very shortly. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. We are going to do an S Fujita Hardy chaos construction. We're going to put on the dashed grid for this one. This is an aquarium variation of chaos sums, which is interesting. To divide the grid into 9 regions, each consisting of the digits 1 through 9. They're orthogonally connected, and one boundary edge is given. And then we have these sub-level X sums, a digit in a cell with a corner clue as the number of cells in that region in rows at or below the clued cell. Moreover, the value is the sum of those digits. There is an example. Let's see, I can maybe show you where you can see something like this. Oh, you can't see my cursor. This 3 here in the example puzzle is telling you both that there is 3 digits here that are at or below this level, and then those digits sum to 10. Okay, the 45 seems likely to contain a 9, and we get to bring out the 9 dance. Or sorry, bring out Zach for the 9 dance. Ba-doop-ba-doop. Whoa! Ba-doop ba-doop. Wah! Ba-doop ba-doop. Wee! Ba-doop 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 ba-doop. Wah! Hey, Term, how are you? Good to see you again. So we know every digit in this is at or below this point. Okay, and we should probably fill in these things with their digits. So this has got to be at least 6 in order to get to 38. I think you can't do 34 and 5 with a 5, right? Because 34 and 5 is 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is actually at least 6. And it can't be 8 either. So this is only 6 or 7, I think. You can't do 30 and 4 with a 4. So this is 5, 6, or 7. You certainly have to have at least 2 outies. 21 you can't do in 3, so you have to do it in 4, 5, or 6. Likewise, this one I think is 4, 5, or 6. 7 is too many. I think this is also 4, 5, or 6. Okay, so, sorry, this one I think is... yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7 too many? Yes, 7 is still too many because I can't make outies of 19. So I think these are all 4, 5, 6. I guess there is some question as to whether these two can really be the same region or not. And the answer is they can't. Because we know that if these two were in the same region, by including this digit up here in the region, we know the sum would go up by at least this digit, which would be, say it's at least 5. So they cannot. So we can actually draw out a line here. Can this cell possibly not be part of the 30? We know there's at least 5 cells below here, so it could be something ridiculous like that. Seems feasible. Oh, the link isn't updated? Let's see if I can find it for you. I can just come over here and copy it. And paste. Replace pinned message. There we go. Now, I guess one thing that's important to note here is that this cell actually needs to get a lot of cells in rows 2 and above. And actually, here's another thing I didn't notice right away. This region needs to have cells above in row 1, because otherwise this number would be a 45. And as soon as it has any cells in row 1, it certainly has that cell in row 1. But the cells in row 1 in this Well, there's at least 3 of them, so actually all of these are yellow, because you can't shove a region sort of between there. So actually we can do at least a little bit of stuff there. And we can do the same sort of thing over here, actually, because we know this needs a region or a cell in row 1. Uh, uh, and oh, I certainly have to draw the border. There's no way I can avoid drawing the border. It's just a matter of like, when do I draw the whole border? Okay, there are at least 2 cells in green that are up here. So we know we've got that. Now, the cells in row 1, I guess we know the sum of the cells in row 1 that are in yellow and green, right? Because the yellow cells in row 1 sum to 22, and the green cells in row 1 sum to 15, and 22 plus 15 is 38, which suggests that we need at least 1 cell in this row that is not in either. Uh, okay. Yeah, I agree that's going to be tricky. Juan, to sort of like, this has to get around the green. In order to make this work. So like, even if this just goes 5 over, could we get 4 if this went 5 over? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I can't. So yeah, I think I agree with Joan's point. I think if you just sort of think about this green region, it's going to have to come out at least to here, just in order to get its minimum of 5 cells. But as soon as it does that, now this needs to get up to row 2, and it can't get more than 3 cells. It could go into row 1, but it still can't get more than 3 cells in rows 1 and 2 combined. So I think that tells you this is definitely a 6. And I think it also tells you that this is definitely a 5. And so, therefore, if that's a 5, then we know that these are both green. It can get 2 in row 1. It just needs, in order to get under the 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it needs to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cells in row 3, and so it's only got 3 cells left. It could get 2 in row 1. That's fine. Anyway, we now know this is green, and we now know this is not green. And we know this isn't yellow. Right. It can even be sort of, if the 5 wants to do something like this, we could maybe try and do some weirdo things like that. Just to make that work. So green just can't make it down to row 3 ever, though, right? Because if green tries to make it down to row 3, then this unnamed region just can't make it up to get the number of cells it needs. So green's row 2 cell, so green's 30 here is entirely in row 2. Oh, if I do something like this, can I get away with it? I don't think so. I'm curious what it is that Paul Fly sees that would work. Uh, uh, Because I certainly don't see it. Row 2, 3, columns 7 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, yeah. 7, 8, 9. Okay, yep. Fair enough. Uh, uh, let's see. Okay, so oh, right. Todd points out this can't be a 4 anymore because if this is a 4, it would make all of these cells yellow, and we've said there's definitely a color that's not yellow or green in this row. So this is a 6, which means that in fact we can sort of cut off yellow there. And these sum to 22 plus 15 is 37. So these two cells sum to 8 for whatever it is worth. Oh, I guess that's true. Green definitely isn't getting past row 3, is Megalamb's point. And so there's definitely a 6 in one of these cells in green. So in fact, this isn't 2, 6 either. Uh, I think that's very possible. Is 985 the only way to sum to 22 without a 6? Uh, yeah, there's only, I guess, 3 ways, or sorry, only 2 ways to do 22 and 3. And so one of them is 9, 8, and 5, and the other is 9, 7, and 6, but we can't do that one. So these have to be 9, 8, 5. Agree. So now we know that these are 1, 7. And so these we now know are 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Interestingly, if this digit is an 8, then that digit is a 7. Is just a thing I noticed. Yeah, I think I agree with Paul Fly and Mega Lamb here that now if green tries to do some variation of this, note it sort of forces this to come around, but now in so doing, that that creates issues with our sum of digits in these rows. So if we just look at the sum of the first two digits, I'm just trying to do this in a way that is less messy. If I look at the sum of the digits in the first two rows, that's 90. If I just assume hypothetically that green stays in the first two rows, that's a sum of 30 right there. Sorry, that's a sum of 45 right there. Sorry. 45 plus, and then we know that we have at least 29 here. So 45 plus 29 is something. 45 plus 29 is 69 plus 5 is 74. Plus, and then we know that there's, again, another 19 coming from here, and that's more than 90. So we can't, in fact, have all of the green sort of up here. So, in fact, if you look at the sum, actually, just ignore green entirely. Oh, wow, David, can't believe it's been 10 months. Great to be part of this outstanding community and seen it grow over the years with the help of this amazing stream. Thank you, David. Let's get you a fan dance. Boop, 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 boop. Woo! Boop, 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 doop. Wah! Boop, 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 doop. Woo! Ba-doop, boo-doop, ba-doop, boo-doop, boo-doop, boop, boo-doop, boop. Wah! Thank you, David. Thank you. So I think I'm supposed to take just this 35 plus this 29. 35 plus 29 is 74. 35 plus 29 is 64. Plus the 19 from the 26, 74 plus wait, is that already too many? Oh, sorry, 64 plus 19. Sorry, 64 plus 19. Oh, sorry, it's 22 plus 6. 22 plus 6. Okay, I need to write this down. Because I can't do this much math in my head. Let's see if I can find a sheet of blank paper. I should have some from Let's Play stuff. Okay, so we've got pen time. Okay, so yellow is 22 plus 6 in the first two rows, which is 28. Green, in the first two rows, we already have 35. And yellow in the first two rows, we actually know sums to 19. So that sum just there is 28 plus 35 plus 19. So that is sorry, that is 60, 77. I think that's 82. No, 82 can't be right. 80. No, maybe 82 is right. Sorry. I think 82 is right. 60 plus 14 is 74 plus 8. Yeah, 82. Okay. Bye, Paul Fly. So for everything that is not those things in the first two rows, we have a sum that is just 8, because the sum of the first two rows is 90. And so that constrains somewhat significantly how much green there can be in the first, or in this row, because keep in mind that's counting 0 additional green cells, and we certainly need at least 1 additional green cell. But we can't even have 3 more green cells, because if we have 3 more green cells in row 2, those sum to a minimum of 157, which is way too much. So there's only 2 additional green cells here, and so the question is, does that force it to be like one of these particular arrangements? And in fact, actually, the minimum sum of those is 8. The 2 green cells are 1 and 7, because that's all that I can do. I mean, the argument that was given before by you and Paul Fly Megalam just wasn't an argument. It was, we tried a few things, and this is the thing we found that worked, and the other thing we tried didn't work. So this is both this is both cleaner in that it actually is sort of forward logically rather than case checking, but also more convincing. So I know that there's 2 green cells at most, and that those green cells are 1 and 7. There's no way I can get to 1 green cell. I'm pretty convinced of that. And so, yeah, so now the 1-7 has to belong to this, is the point, because now we've argued that the 2 green cells that there have to be can't belong anywhere else. Wait, that can't work, right? Because then that doesn't work. Is the puzzle just broken? The puzzle might just be broken already. It is possible. Did I not minimize this correctly? Is there a digit I'm missing? Then I added wrong, because there's not room for others. Unless there's a way to make green only take oh, is 5, 8, 9 just not the right numbers? Ah, that's the problem. I see. The problem is that 5, 8, and 9 don't add to 23. There we go. Okay, we have succeeded. So yeah, so we have succeeded in figuring this out. So all of row 1 is wrong. Oops, not the colors. Oh wait, no, it is supposed to add up to, no, it is right. Sorry, they're supposed to add to 22. Never mind. Okay, yeah, I think this puzzle is just broken. At the moment, I think we made an incorrect deduction. Because oh, the green wasn't supposed to be 35. That's the problem. I counted green at 35 because I assumed these sum to 30, but these don't sum to 30. That's what I did. Okay. Let us redo the math correctly. So the green we have currently actually sums to 20, not to 35. So that means our current sum here is 48, 58, 67. So we have 23 left over. Okay, that sounds better. So we have 23-ish for other stuff, including green getting out. Okay, so that does mean green definitely needs to make it to row 3, because 23 is less than the 25 that green needs. to take still. So green does need to make it to row 3. Also, if you look at this cell just even naively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't possibly, maybe I can actually possibly take those. I might have to be less naive about this. Green certainly has to take something in row 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's too many. Right. We only get to take. Okay, so here I guess is the way to do this. In this row, in these 2 rows, we can only take a maximum of 4 more green cells. Sorry, a maximum of 3 more green cells, right? Yeah, a maximum of 3 more green cells. And we know we take 3 cells of this region, which I'll just make red, I guess. And I guess then I just need to ask how many yellow cells can I actually put here? Or maybe I should be asking how many yellow and green cells can I put together in here, given that we have okay, so yes, this is 18 cells. We know for sure that yeah, I'm trying to figure out how on earth to argue that that's the only way to do this, because we don't really have anything resembling an argument. The argument is we thought we made an argument and then we came up with a counterexample, but that does not therefore imply the counterexample has to be correct. Is that true, Mega Lamb? Uh, 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 yeah, the problem is I kind of want yellow to take more cells here too, but I don't have any great restriction on the sum of the yellow cells that I take here. But the green is certainly under pressure. Okay, well, let's just draw in the guess that we have, although I feel bad because I don't think we've proven this, but I also don't think we're going to prove it. So something like this would be basically the claim is that this is the only thing that works. And so we have all of these. Yeah, this is certainly a new region. Right. So that can't be red is the point, because if that's red, then we've got a pretty serious issue. So that's red. So that's orange and that's orange. And so now if I'm going to make a sum of 19, I certainly can't make this a 1. It has to be a 7, which makes that a 6. Yeah, this is like completely vibe solving. But what are you gonna do, I guess? Uh, so this is not 5, 7. So it's 4, 8, or 3. Oh, sorry, 4, 8, or 3, 9. I don't think I know which one it is. Uh, uh, okay, so we've got that at the very least. Okay, I know this isn't orange at the very least because this, of this. Uh, this would be this wouldn't be a 6 if this were orange. Yes, because if red didn't take row 1, column 5, it took this cell, and now these two had no region, AFK. Uh, I guess I should fill in this quad, which is 1, 7, 8, 9, I guess. Those aren't 9. One of those is 9, I guess. Uh, oh, is this just the only? Because, yeah, both yellow and orange have to get past this region, is the point. And so if yellow and orange both have to get past this region's 3 cells here, then we can only do it by connectivity stuff. We can only do it like that. Which is going to be somewhat restrictive. These 3 sum to 11, I guess. No, Megalam, it could not be orange because then it would need more than 3 cells above it, which is what blue only has 3 cells above this. Uh, uh, okay, well, certainly that's orange, I suppose, which makes that yellow. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4 at the very least. Oh, and I know. Oh, sorry. No, I don't know anything about below here. Oh, sorry. N7. Thank you. N7. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. Annoyingly, that seemed possible. Hmm. Yeah, this certainly gets up somehow. This certainly gets up somehow. I agree. Uh, Normally, I would try and do math, but I saw how that went earlier in this puzzle, so I'm not going to attempt it anymore. Uh, but see. What else am I comfortable doing here? Yeah, this is gonna have to be geometry, I think. Uh, yeah, if we want just for names, I guess I can give these things names. This can be purple. This can be, we'll say green again. Oh, right. This can still be, you're right. That could still be blue. Math might prove it has to be blue. Uh, so yeah, this purple needs at least 3 cells, and it can't be these 3 cells. In row 5 and above. Uh, um, trying to even visualize. Is it gonna have to go down like under like that or something? Okay, orange needs 3 more cells. So it could, for example, take those 3 more cells. Uh, but even that looks really bad for. Is it possible that purple is blue? Purple could be blue, right? I guess. Yeah, purple could be blue. Uh, right? Uh, is we could do something like that. No. That's not working. No. Because I'm saying that these 2 cells sum to 21 then, which is not likely to happen. Uh, so is the argument that we have to make that this cell has to be orange? Because if this cell isn't orange, then I can't get enough purple cells up here without cutting off blue. Uh, that seems maybe plausible. Because I only get at most. I guess I get at most 6 cells down below. So I get at least 3 cells up here. But I get at most, yeah, sort of wrapping around or something. It's hard for me to visualize what even is happening. Uh, oh yeah, maybe something like that is very yeah, that's actually very plausible. Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Uh, uh, okay. could orange take? Yeah, that, I mean, plausibly. Uh, oh, AFK is claiming I always need to take this pair as purple. Uh, seems plausible. I mean, I don't consider it an argument, but it seems to go with the vibes. Uh, but like, it's just the claim that there's no 3 cells in row 5 that pink can take, because if it tries to wrap around, it's not going to work. Uh, like, I think that's probably true. Sure. Uh, so if we just assume that, then we can just go down over here. Yeah, I who knows? Maybe usual. Uh, so this is going to be orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is a little bit crazy for a 100% puzzle. Like, I mean, there are plenty of people like KNT who just really like vibe solving. And like, if you really like vibe solving, maybe this puzzle really is like exactly what you want. I don't know. This is definitely orange though. And in fact, actually, this also has to be orange, because if this is orange, orange is done and it's not the right number of cells. Uh, so now that's purple. And so now that's the last cell of orange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's the last cell of orange. Uh, 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 okay, now this cell I know is not purple. Uh, and so now, unless pink gets over here somehow, which I'm pretty sure it can't, then this is purple. There can't be anything between purple and orange. I can't fit a whole region there, so that's all purple. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh yeah, yellow, we can finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these are both from 5, 8, 9. Yeah, right. So if this isn't blue, I agree. That's going to cause all of these to be this color. So this is blue. Can you elaborate which rule you're uncertain of, Dorlier? Like this 23 here, for example, this is saying that if I look at this row and below, that there are 6 cells. That's what the 6 means, and those 6 cells sum to 23. And like this 26 here is saying these 6 cells sum to 26. So it's sort of like aquarium. Uh, in that regard. Uh, okay, well, this has to be a 4 then, because we already know that there are 5 cells up there. So there can only possibly be 4 cells up there now in blue. Or sorry, 4 cells down here in blue. Yes, by the maths. The 5 is counting these 5 cells d'Orlear. So everything down here sums to 34, and then so everything down here sums to 34, and everything down here sums to 25. So these two sum to 9. And so this is a 3. Is that what you're trying to say? Did I do that math right? Uh, uh, Orange should probably have a 6, and it goes here, per João. Okay, so now this is a 7 or an 8. Oh, but this is certainly not purple, because purple does not have 7 or 8 cells below this. And I guess I can still get 2 cells up there, maybe. Oh, these 3 cells sum to 11. If none of them are 1, then they'd be at least 2, 5, 7, which is too big. So one of them is 1. And once one of them is 1, then the other 2 sum to 10. And they're not 1, 9, 3, 7, or 4, 6. So they're 2, 8. Agree. So that's a 7. And that's a 9. Hey, Nell, how are you doing? I hope the answer is well. These are 3, 4, and 5. Oh, because there's an 8 in here. Okay, so oh, right, and that's not a 7, right? Oh, actually, okay, so this is just a 1, 8 pair. So now, yeah, so now Nicholas is saying these two sum to 12, and it's not 4, 8 anymore. So now these have to be 3, 9, and we know the order. That is true. We know there's a 1 and an 8 down here. So this is not a 1. Oh, these are just 7, 8, 9, right? Because these need to sum to 24. I didn't actually notice that, and so therefore that's the 8. It's the 2. These are the 7, 9. So that's not a 7 either. It's also, for that matter, not a 2 because the 2 in this row is also red. Okay, so these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These aren't 1, 2. That one's not a 4. Let's see. Blue's remaining digits are 7, 9, and the other one, I think it's 5, actually. So if this cell is blue, it's a 5, because it's not 7 or 9. The 7 and 9 look at it down from there. Oh, Nicholas doing the Sudoku and telling me these are 2, 4, 7, so that's not a 4. So these are 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And sorry, not 6. 8 and 9. Okay, well, that one's not a 9 because there's a 7, 9 pair in the row. And it's not an 8 because there's an 8 in the row over there. So that's a 3, 5 pair in orange, which makes that a 9 and that an 8. Is that a 1 and an 8? So that a 7. Okay, that's a 3, 5 pair in pink. So now that's a 4. And this is now just a 1 or a 2. I have to say, I really like the way the irregular Sudoku is flowing here with the sort of like the region building. It's always nice when that sort of like, rather than being a like giant irregular mess at the end, unfolds like this. Like this part has been very pleasant. Oh, this isn't a 4 anymore. These, I think, are 1, 2, and 7. This pair... Oh, sorry. This is just a single, which is a 3, I want to say. And this is a pair, which is a 6, 9 pair. Hey, Matt Pesto, how are you doing? So this cell definitely isn't purple in particular. Let's see, purple needs a 1 or a 2. So one of these two cells is a 1 or a 2. Let's see, this is a triple even. So these are 1, 2, and 4, actually. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so maybe that didn't help a whole lot. AFK is trying to do region coloring. So this region... So how many regions do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Can these two be the same region? They can, right? Unless it's obvious that they can't, but I don't see how it would be obvious that they can't be the same. Oh, I do see how it can be obvious they can't be the same, because this 9 is too many. Is why. It's the same reason why we got this divide over here, right? 38 plus 9 is too many. So yeah, so these are two regions. Okay, this can be green region number 2. This can be orange region number 2. And then the point is all of these are part of a region, and none of them are part of any of the others, because blue already has all of its stuff above row 6, orange has nothing above row 7, and green only has 2 things above row 8, so it can't get here. And so this can be our next yellow region. Uh, right, if I look at where green can get to, green can't get to there either. Oh no, that could be blue. Sorry, Joel is right. Thank you for saving me. Right, blue can take any of this. Yeah, so I agree with the claim that only green can take this, because purple only gets one more cell. Let's see, can orange possibly do that? Probably. I'd need another 9 by Sudoku to know that orange doesn't do that, I guess. It probably doesn't work in the long run, but I don't really want to argue it. Like, I think if I really wanted to, I could argue it can't do that because of the way this stuff all unravels and gets trapped. But I'd really rather not if I can avoid it. Let's see. Yeah, that's my instinct as well, Dorlier. Uh, uh, oh yeah, I agree. This is yellow. Certainly nothing else can reach that because blue only has 3 more cells. Uh, yeah, so if this cell isn't green, it comes out like this, which forces green to come out like this. And now blue or green is cut off, is the argument that I was trying not to use, but that I don't think I'm going to be able to not use. And therefore this is green. Well, I tried not to use it anyway. Yeah, and I guess now green is tethered because it's got at least 3 cells over here. So 4. And so in order for green to get to rows 6 and 7, uh, green only has 5 cells left. And so 4 cells left, 3 cells left. And so I guess the only cells green can reasonably take are these. And it can't take both of those. Uh, So, like, green is definitely getting, like, some combination of this. Oh, I guess green can't get there, because green only has 2 cells up here. So, actually, green is taking 2 of these 3 cells, and it's not these 2. So, this cell is always green, I agree. I've been wondering from the beginning if this is just going to be a little square at the bottom. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, blue needs 3 more. If blue comes down here, then green can't make it because green will not have enough cells left to make it up there. So blue definitely needs to go this way at least once. Which note means that green had to take this by our previous observation. And so now blue actually takes both of those. And so yellow takes that. That's the 9. That's the 7. That's the 5. So that is a 3 and a 5. So not a 5. That's not a 7. Pink is done now. So that's a 4. Green, green like that. Green can't leave this edge. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so green is done. Okay, and now certainly orange has to come over and grab those cells at the very least. So this is a 6. That's a 9. Might be the last 9 for the grid. It's not the last 9 for the grid. The last 9 for the grid is there. So that's yellow, which means yellow has to take that cell. Okay, that's only 8. So yellow gets 1 more, which means that cell's always orange. I agree that cell's not a 5 with Nicholas because there's a 5-8 pair. So that cell is a 5. Which makes that an 8 and that a 5. We know the sum of these two is 7, so it's either 1, 6 or 2, 5, and it's not 2, 5, so it's got to be 1, 6. That's a 2, 2 and a 1 and a 7. This is a 1 or a 2. Let's see, what triple is left in this row? It's a 1, a 2, and a 7. Oh, the 7's actually placed. What about the quad in this row? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 6, 6. What about this pair? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, and then up here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and these aren't 7. That's not a 5. So the 7 actually goes there. And so that is a 1, 2, 4, 5 quadruple is what AFK is trying to say. And so that's not a 4, and that's not yellow. We already have a 3-8 pair as well, so that's not yellow. And so that makes this yellow because yellow does indeed need 1 more. The irregular sort of region building in this part has just been beautiful, actually. So that's a 6 by the aforementioned pair. That is not a 3. Yeah, the vibes got us there. Yep. 3 and 6 and 8 and 3 and 8. 4 and 3. 2 and 4 and 1 and 8 and 5 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 3. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 5. 2 and 1, 1, 2, 8, and the other one, it is a 4. Yeah, the region building part was great. The region building, like the part that I usually don't like about chaos constructions, was my favorite part of this puzzle. Not because I didn't like it, but because I thought it was really nice. The sort of like setting up the regions from the clues part, I don't think we really rigorously got. I felt like we basically just guessed a few times in a way that was not wholly satisfying, but it's possible that if I level up my connectedness reasoning skills enough, I will be able to sort of see these sorts of things and feel it's rigorous. Like, certainly I've gotten better at that kind of thing over time. But anytime an argument is based on connectedness is like a huge flashing red sign that you're about to make an argument that is incorrect, because it's so easy to intuitively deduce things with connectedness that are in fact not true. Uh, Alrighty, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in just a moment with further shenanigans. So see all of you in just a moment. Hello and welcome back, where we have a 99% sneaky puzzle, which is a hybrid of a few different rule sets. So we've got digits separated by an x sum to 10, by a v sum to 5, by an arrow sum to the digit in the circle, and digits in the cage sum to the cage, and digits on a purple Renbon line. Those who have been around here for a while know, need to form a string of non-repeating digits that form a consecutive sequence. Okay, we have a lot of arrows that we at least know are at a minimum 6, 7, 8, 9. I am noticing that this 8 cage sees this whole length 4 Renbon, and so like there can't be a 1 on it, for example, or we'd break every way to make this 8 cage work. Of course, I know these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, Sayori's pointing out this arrow needs 2 of 1, 2, 3, and to the 8 needs 1 of 1, 2, 3. So that's sort of a virtual 1, 2, 3 triple. So if you want, we could fill in somewhat, perhaps ridiculously, that these are from 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This can't be 6 because that would use all of 1, 2, and 3, and then it would break the 8 cage. Now, I can't actually put a 4. Oh, maybe I can put a 4 if these numbers are lower. Never mind. That is possible. Let's see. I know I've got to be a little bit careful with the 9 cage and this Renbon as well. I certainly know the lowest number I can plausibly put on here is 3. Oh, I can't actually even put a 3 on here. Oh, no, I can. If I do 3, I can do 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 6, 9. I was hoping I could get a 1, 2, 3 hidden triple in column 3, but I can't quite. Is there a reason these can't be a 1, 2, 3 triple? I don't think so. Interessant. Yeah, the lowest digit I can have on this is a 4, where I break the V. Just if I'm thinking about such things. And actually 4 doesn't work because... Oh, no, it would be fine. 4, 5, 6 would be fine. 4, 5, 6 would force this to be 2, 3, which would make this 1, 8. That's all okay. Which one is not 4, 5, 6, 7? J40 asks where 7, 8, and 9 are going in this row. And the answer is you can only put one of them in the 9 cage. You can put one of them here. So one of them has to be on the Renbon. So this Renbon has to get at least up to 5 so that it can have a 7, 8, 9 on it. And now, as Jim says, 5, 6, 7 doesn't work because that breaks every... Oh, sorry, no. This is not the 8 cage. Oh, but this 8 cage doesn't work because if I start at 4, because if I start at 4, oh, but I'm not saying putting a 4 on this isn't saying I'm starting at 4. It's because if I could put a 4 here and then put a lower digit over here, it would be okay. Yeah, there certainly is a 5, 6, or 7 in the cage, but I don't think that tells me anything yet about this Renbon that I can mark. There's definitely is always a 7 on this. Uh, uh, yeah, and the 9, I guess, is either over here or it's exactly here. Uh, uh, Someone in chat, by the way, pointed out, and this was true, but then I got distracted by other things, that the digit in this arrow definitely goes in one of these two cells, and hence it goes on the Renbon. Uh, uh, in fact, actually, all of sort of 7, 8, and 9 in this box, if you want, sort of get pushed into here. Uh, let's see, Juan says 6 doesn't work. Does it have to do with the 14 cage, which is 5, 9, or 6, 8? Oh, it's a little bit chainy. These would be 1, 2, 3, and 4. Uh, uh, hmm. Yeah, I was looking at like, does that actually impact the 9 cage? But that seems a little bit gnarly. Uh, oh, this 5, 6, 8, 9 is kind of interesting with these digits because this is like an almost 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 quintuple. Which I realize a bit of a silly thing to say, but it does mean that sort of like almost everything else in this box is a 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, I agree with AFK. If this is a 7, it weirdly places the 7 on the Renbon. Uh, uh, Basically, AFK's point is that you can corner mark a 3 in these 5 cells, and no matter where you put the 3, it's saying that the 7 either is here or on the Renbon, because if the 3 is here, it's saying that's not a 7, so the 7's on the Renbon, and if the 3 is here, it's saying the 7's not here. Uh, uh, Yeah, the 3-5 combination is certainly very interesting for this. If this is 3-5, then it forces this to be 6, 7, 8, 9 exactly. Oh, Juan is saying if this is 6, then we can't put... Sorry, if this is not 6, then we can't put 9 on this Renbon? This is a problem, because if this is 9, then we have to put 9 on this Renbon. Oh, the box 4 Renbon, I see. Yeah, so if... so basically you're saying this is there's never a 9 here. Because if this is a 7, 8, 9... oh, wait, is that okay? If this is a 7, 8, 9, that's a 6, and then these are a 4, 5? Is that okay? That might be okay. Only just. Uh... Uh, hmm. Uh, this cell seeing this Renbon seems okay. Technically, any digit that wants to can go in here. If the circle is 6 or 7, you can't place 1, 2, 3, 4 in row 1. Let's certainly place 1, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Can't place either of them there. Okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, so basically, the point is these can't be a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, is Mekdi's point. Because if these are a 1, 2, 3, 4 quadruple, where do those go in row 1? Well, not there or there, or there or there. Only one of them can go here, and then you have to put 3 of them over here, and that doesn't work. So this can't be a 6 or a 7. I agree. Okay, so that rules 9 or that rules 9 at least off of this Renbon. That is a very slick spot there. Okay, so now there's an 8, 9 on this. So now now there's no 5 down here anymore. Now this is just from 6, 7, 8, 9. And there's now a virtual 8, 9 pair in the row, because there's an 8 or 9 in the 14 cage, which pairs up with this 8, 9. So now this is only 4, 6 or 3, 7. So right. That does guarantee there's an 8 here, which means that's not an 8, so that's not a 6. Agree. Okay, so this is either 4, 5 or 3, 6, just from that. Oh, and 3, 6 doesn't work because 3, 6 breaks the X. So now this has to be 4, 5. So now this has to be 3, 7. There's no 4 there, so this is a 2, 3. Got a 1 in one of these two cells. And the other 6, 9. Yeah, certainly there's a 1 here. That's true. Because it's not... Wait, do I know it's not... Yeah, it's not 2, 3, 4, so there's a 1 on it. And so that 1 C's down here, making that not 1, 5 anymore. So this is 2, 4. Which looks back up, so... This is a minimum of 1, 5 now. So this is 1, 5, or 6. That one's not the 5 we know. That does make a 1, 2 pair in row 1, Ron points out, because we now know these can't be 1, 2, and none of these are 1, 2. So those are 1, 2. It's 1, 6, or 9. Oh, wow. Yeah, that just places the 4 in row 1. That's so bizarre. Oops. Absolutely. This is the other 5, 6. Oops. The other 5, 6. This is the 5, 6 that's not in here. Oh, that's right. We get a digidance for that 4. I didn't even notice. I was so distracted. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. So these are an 8, 9 pair, I guess. I guess those have been an 8, 9 pair for a really long time, actually, if I looked at it carefully. As soon as I had... Oh, sorry, that's not true. Sorry, that's not true. Don't listen to me. Sorry, there's a 5, 6 here. Sorry, this is the other 8, 9. This is the other 5, 6. Sorry, I screwed this up because of that. So these are the 8, 9, and a 7. Is what has actually happened. Got my little 7, 8, 9 triple. Yeah, I've said that a couple times. I wasn't sure if I was going to mark it, but I'll go ahead and mark it. Let's see. This column still needs a 7, 8, 9, and a 1 and a 3. I know that's not the 1. Oh, sorry. No, the 1 is up here. Got it. Right. What else can we say for any of these sorts of things? Let's see. The 2, 4 seems somewhat interesting. but I don't know what to do with it yet. See, Ron is counting 1, 2, 3, 4s in column 9. I know there's one here, at least one here. Isn't that only 3 of them? I think sadly that's not quite all of them. Uh, yeah, sadly, I was like, I didn't ever think about actually summing these together, but all I get from that is that the sum of these. I mean, I guess it tells me the sum of these is at most 17. Uh, but I don't think that gives me a whole lot. It certainly tells me that like 8 and 9 are outside of this realm, for example. Uh, uh, yeah, you can math from this that these aren't that there's like A4 or A5 in here because if you omit 4 5 then it doesn't work. So yeah, so these aren't a 4 5 pair, for example. Uh oh, that's the point. The we were getting a little fiddly over here. But Mekdi points out if this is 6, say, then that wipes out 1, 2, 3, and 6. Now there's no number that is a multiple of 3 to put on this, and we know we need a number that's a multiple of 3. So we can't do that. So this isn't 6. And if we try and make it 7, we do the same thing except with multiples of 4, or sorry, things that are 1 mod 3, because we wipe out 4 and 7, and you can't wipe out 4 and 7 either. So this is like a weird modularity thing. So this can only actually be 8 or 9. And so that 8, 9 is in one of these two cells. Is the point here. So in particular, that 8, 9 being in one of these two cells gives us a virtual 8. Oh, sorry, this 8, 9 could be that 8, 9. No, it can't. It can't. These can't be the same 8, 9 because that 8, 9 can't go anywhere in this box. So actually, we have a rather cute ketchuping thing happening here, where that 8, 9 now goes down in one of these two. And so these can't be 8. That can't be 9. 8, 7, 6, 5. Right, that does take 4 off. If there's going to be an 8, 9 on this run bond, there's not going to be one of those. Okay, so that was clearly the thing that we were meant to see, I think. Uh, uh, That's true. Now this Renban has a 5. I agree. So there's no 5 down here. Okay, and so now there can't be a 7 on this Renban, because if there was, this would be 5, 6, 7, and it would make an 8, 9 triple in the column. So we can take the 7 off of that. Let's see. The other 8, 9 is definitely looking across here. It is true. 8, 7, 6, 5. These are at least 5. I do agree with that. And so now the problem is now we finally get to use the you can't put a 5 here, because if you put a 5 here now it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, and that breaks every way of making the 8. So now this just is a true 6, 7, 8, 9 thing, and so now that's a 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple in the bottom row, and so therefore this cage is just 3, 5, which removes 5 from over here in these cells, and removes 7 from this X. Okay, this can't be 8 because you can't make 3, 5. You can't make an 8 and 3 without 3 or 5. We definitely have a 1 and a 2 on here for what it's worth. Right. There's a 6 in the column already. Okay, these are just 1, 2, 4, just for the record. I don't know how relevant it is, but one of these is definitely a 4 because they can't be a 1, 2 pair. In fact, actually, these can't be a 1, 4 pair either, because a 1, 4 pair also breaks this arrow. So if these can't be a 1, 4 pair, that means that can't be... that can't be a 2. So that's a 1. Oops. Which makes these a 2, 4 pair, which makes this 1, 3, 5 exactly at the minimum, which makes that a 9. Which makes that a 9. There is an 8 and a 9 and a 5 and a 6 and a 1 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7 and an 8 and a 6. Now that we've said is 9. Because otherwise you rule 8 out of this box, basically, was our argument previously. Okay, these digits now are 6, 7, and 8. Okay, this is not a 6. So now this is 1, 2, 6, which I don't know why. For some reason, I always thought this was going to be 1, 2, 6. So these are 7 and 8. Those aren't, oops. Those aren't 9. These aren't 6 anymore. That's not 9 anymore. Somehow I made it. Stop it. Okay, these are 1 and 2. This is 2, 4, or 6, just for the record. this is, let's see, this could be another 6, 1, 2 arrow. I know 1 and 2 are on it, so it's either 1, 2, and 4 or 1, 2, and 6. I guess that just agrees with everything. Oh, but this can't be a 1, 2, 6 arrow because a 1, 2, 6 arrow would create a 1, 2, 6 quadruple in the column. So this is actually a 7. And that makes this 1, 2, 4, which makes that a 6, 8 pair. Removes the 6 from that cell. There's a 4 in one of those, which makes that a 5 and a 4, makes that a 3 and a 5, makes that a 7 and a 3, makes that an 8 and a 7. Which makes that a 9. This is the other one, too. Oh, Ron points out... Oh, Sayori also pointed this out. I got distracted before resolving it. This is a 2 and a 3, if you're into that kind of thing. This isn't a 7 anymore. One of these is a 2 by Sudoku, but I don't think that's super useful immediately. Oh, column 4 needs a 3 and a something. A 3 and a 9. Ah, yes. True. So that is not a 3 anymore. Let's see. 9 in box 8 is there. Good. Let's see. There is a 2, a 4... and a 5 left over in this box. And that one's the 5, and these are the 2, 4. And that's the 1. And so those are a 3, 5. Oh, and so that's a 2 and a 1. This is either 3, 7 or 4, 6. And that's not a 7, so that's not a 3 for what it's worth. Hey, Ambrose, how are you doing? Let's see. Do I know anything else? I could fill in this triple if I want. I guess I do. 3, 4, 6 is the answer. One of these two is the 7. Let's see, one of these two is the other 7, 8 for the column. So this is only 2 values, possibly. One of which is 1, and the other of which is 3, I think. I think this is only 1 or 3. Oh, I guess these digits are quite big because they're not 1, 2, 3, or 4. So these digits actually are a minimum of 5 and 6, which is 11. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, just by virtue of the fact that these sum to a pretty big total. And so these sum to at most 5. Now, several people have noted there's a Zach wing on 2s. Floating across here because the 2s in rows 5 and 6 are spoken for. So there's no 2 over here. 3, 4 is too big. So there's definitely a 1 in here. We again, and actually, Sayori's pointing out, there's actually a 7, 8 in here if you just look at the column. And so actually, the minimum here is actually 5, 7, which is 12. Which means that these need to be at most 4. And so, in fact, actually, we have exactly that combination, which makes that 8, 7, because that's sort of min equals max business. Okay, and so, therefore, that is the 6. That was very nice, I agree. This is a 1, a 3, and some other digit to be named later. I think it's an 8. Let's see, that 1, 3 looks up and says, that's not a 3. Oh, the 1, 3 pair also says that's a 4, 6. Thank you, Sayori, for paying attention to the clues. That's a 1, 2 pair, so that's a 6. The 1, 2 pair resolves the 4 and the 2. So neither of those is 4, so that one is. Where do 1 and 3 go in row 4? In particular, where does 1 go? And that's the only place for 1. But then where does 3 go? That's the only place for 3. So that's a 7 and a 5. That 1, 2 pair looks over and makes that a 3 and a 1, which makes that an 8 and a 3, which makes that a 3. Which bounces down here and makes that a 3 and a 5. These two digits, one of them is a 2 and the other one is something else. The other one's a 5, so I think it's 2 and 5 in that order. 4 and 2, 6 and 4, 8 and 7 and 6, which makes that a 7 in order to make that work. 2 and 1 and 4, 1 and 2, 2 and 1, 2 and 4, 9, 8, 7. That is an 8, and that is a 9. That was very nice. I really liked that one. That is just a little tricky to sort of figure out, but we got there with the we got there. Yeah, the sort of the it felt like the break-in involved sort of understanding the whole grid in a way that was quite neat, and the way that things just kept chipping down just a little bit of the renbon, but you needed sort of like one piece of information in order to rule off the next piece, in order to rule off the next piece. It was very, very neat setting there. All right, I'm going to be right back with another puzzle, so see you in just a moment. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone, with a Paltreon ambiguity pencil puzzle that I'm excited about the rule set for. So let's see how this goes. So we're doing a mix of Nurikabe. I should have gotten myself tea. I might do that in a minute. If I pause in the middle of the puzzle, don't be surprised. Uh, but we're going to be shading some cells so that all the shaded cells need to be connected, and no 2x2 is entirely shaded. So that part is the Nurikabe-ish part. And orthogonally connected areas of unshaded cells contain at most one clue, which indicates the size of the unshaded area. Note that is different from Nurikabe, because in Nurikabe you have to contain exactly one clue. Here it's just at most one clue. But if it's unshaded, you get the size. If the clue instead is in a shaded cell, then this is the Kuroda part. Then it represents the total count of unshaded cells in the orthogonally connected group sharing an edge. So if you've done a Kuroda before, you basically sum all the connected pieces. Okay, so with that, we can start by saying this can't actually be shaded, and let's just walk through this. If this is shaded, then now this is unshaded. Wait, could this also be shaded? Sorry, maybe actually what I'm claiming is that the 1 is shaded. Because what's actually definitely wrong is if the 1 is unshaded, I'm going to make it green, actually. If the 1 is unshaded, then the 2 is definitely shaded. As soon as you touch an unshaded clue, then that works. However, now the 2 is wrong, because the 2 is supposed to be the sum of all the 1s. So the 1 at least is definitely shaded. And so that's saying the total size of unshaded things like this is that. Okay, and so that cell is shaded. And so now this cell can't be unshaded, because if it's unshaded, both of these are unshaded, and we've broken this clue. So now this is shaded. And so now this needs an unshaded cell next to it. And now if this is unshaded, we've already broken my Kuroda clue. So this is shaded and that's unshaded. And now these are both shaded because I need to make this sure this is only size 2. The 1 clue needs a single unshaded. Right, we can do that now. And so we've got that all figured out. The 5 needs 3 more. Let's see. Oh, this is unshaded by avoid a 2x2. Lest we forget about the avoiding a 2x2 rule of reality. Okay, so now, if the yellow takes this, then all of this ends up gray, and that also ends up being yellow. Might be okay. Okay. If this is yellow, just to do an easy thing, if this is yellow, all of these are gray, and the yellow doesn't have size 4. So at the very least, that's gray. I don't know if I can do anything else down there, but that is reasonable to do. Yeah, like of 2 clues that touch, they can't both be yellow, but they can both be gray. Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point to AFK, is that if this is shaded, then this group of yellows still only has size 2. So whether this grows down or this is shaded, this yellow is only contributing a maximum of 2 to this 5, and ergo that's always yellow. That is very nice. The gray grows because the grays stay connected, and this gray grows because the grays stay connected. Okay, and so now I just absolutely can't do this. I can't make this yellow, because if this is yellow now, now this 2 is unfillable. So this is not yellow. Yeah, unfortunately not AFK. Yeah, this 3 is never getting all of its needs fulfilled by this this yellow, so it needs to consider branching out into a less monogamous relationship. So this needs to be yellow. So that then actually forces this to be gray, because the grays need to connect, and so now that is yellow, and these are gray. Why what? Why did the why did this need a yellow over here? Because I know this yellow is of size max 2. Is the short version. Oh, somehow my rewinding got screwed up. I don't know how. Anyway, so I said basically this needed to be yellow, which then made this gray, and then it broke everything in the entire universe. So this was yellow. These were both gray. In order to make all of that work, I know this yellow needs to make a group of size 3. So by the previous observation of AFK, this can't be yellow, because if this cell is yellow, now what am I doing with this 2? And the answer is I'm not doing anything with the 2. So can't do that. So this yellow grows. This gray needs to connect to its friends. I need to not make a 2 by 2 because I remember the rules of the puzzle. Let's see. This is a really good hybrid, by the way. This is very nice. If this 5 is yellow, I'm noticing that I think it's going to cause problems with the 3. Because if this 5 is yellow, this gray needs to grow around it, and the 5 is definitely going to touch the 3. And a yellow 5 can never touch a 3. Because a yellow 5 touching a 3 just breaks the 3 no matter what on earth is happening. So this 5 just can't be yellow because of the fact that the gray would need to grow around it. So this 5 is gray. Which means it's going to need a lot of yellow around it. Well, that's one of them. For whatever that is worth. Yes. Okay, yeah. So, Juan was pointing out, if this is yellow, this 3 clue is now busted, because if this is yellow, this 3 clue now counts 4 if it's gray and a million if it's yellow. So this is gray. If this is yellow, that also causes the same problem, because I know this is a Philomeno 3, this yellow. And if this is a Philomeno 3, then if that's yellow, it's not part of the Philomeno 3, and that causes myriad problems with this 3 clue or with this actually having size 3. There are multiple contradictions that you could get, funnily enough. Uh, that's good. So AFK points out this cell, if it's yellow, it caps out at a size of 3 because it either touches a gray 3 or becomes a yellow 3. And the thing is, 3 is 2 less than 5, and therefore this cell is always yellow. Is a very good spot. See, one of these at least is definitely gray. Because they can't both be yellow, or this would be an 8. Right. So now this 5 is always touching a single region of size 5. And so we have to be careful with this 3. So it could take this cell, this region of size 5, could take that cell, but even if it does, it can't take either of these, so then it keeps going there and there. But now it can't touch the 4 for the same reason, as we've been saying. So now that's yellow, and now we actually get all of that has happened. Let's see. If the 3 is gray, this cell is yellow, which seems potentially awkward, but maybe it's okay. Right. This can't be unshaded now because it's bullied, João is pointing out. If this is unshaded, it would need to grow, but it can't. So it's the same reason this was gray. This is gray. But it wasn't true before, but now is. This is gray. So one of these is yellow, at least. And if one of them is yellow, at least... Oh, I guess not. It's exactly one of them is yellow. It's funny, whichever one is yellow is of size 4. Uh, uh, I feel like the 3 I should be able to do something with, but I don't know what. Uh, uh, the fact that grays could be 0 is really irksome. So this is either part of a huge yellow region, or it's a 5 that sees a lot of yellow. Don't know which. Oh, right. Right. That is a beautiful point, AFK. One of these two is a yellow 4 region, so therefore this is happy, so therefore those are both shaded. Now, I guess there are ways. Well, if this is yellow, this is automatically... Oh, there we go. That's also a good point. This is yellow. Good. Okay, so now this can't be yellow by the point that I had seen, but I had not noticed the 2 by 2. If this is yellow, it can't grow here because it breaks the 3. So if this is yellow, it grows there, but now this 4 is broken because if it's yellow, it's a yellow of size 4. And so this is the yellow of size 4. This is a yellow to avoid a 2 by 2. Oh, this is also a yellow to avoid a 2 by 2. I can't link the... Oh, I could link these if I make that gray, I guess. No, I can't link these, because if I link these, I'm forced to make this gray, but then the 4 is wrong. So that's gray, which makes that yellow, which makes that yellow, which makes these both gray. I have to mind my connectedness. That gray connects. That's gray because 4 is 4. That's yellow because counting. This gray currently needs to connect still, so that's gray. Funnily enough, this is yellow regardless of what the 5 is. Oh, this gray now needs to connect through there because it didn't make its way out through there. So now that's yellow and that's gray. This gray needs to connect out, so that's gray, and that's yellow to get my 2. And the old Nurikabe trick, whichever of these is yellow, that one's always gray. There is a 2 by 2, which actually forces this to be gray. So this is now seeing a astronomically large thing. It's seeing either 2 yellows that are big or 1 yellow that's really big. If this is yellow, then that's gray. Yeah, this is like a yellow-gray pair in a weird sort of way. AFK claims to have exhausted all the possible ways to make 10 in one region. Oh, but then retracts. It does seem like an ambitious thing to have exhaustively checked. Oh, if this is gray, it breaks, I'm told. Right, because then... Yeah, so if this is gray, then this is yellow, and now this region has size 10. It can't touch that, because that would break the 5 clue, so it can go there. But now it can't touch that, and now it can go there, but now it can't grow in any direction. So that cell at least is yellow. And that cell is gray because otherwise I break the 2. So that's yellow and that's gray. Okay, so now if I imagine the world where this is gray, then the yellow... I guess maybe I should just ask myself what's the maximum yellow can get to without growing further, and the answer is this, without touching a clue, which means that's always yellow. Now, if this is yellow, that's going to be dangerous. But maybe it's possible. If that's yellow, then I'm priced into like extending. No, this can't be yellow. If you imagine the world where this is yellow, now at most we can take that cell and that cell. I can't touch this because it would touch the 5, and now I have not gotten to 10 cells. So in fact, that's gray. And now this is gray as well, because the 5 would certainly be broken by this being yellow. This yellow is assuredly max size 6, so this yellow needs to be min size 4, so it grows. And that can never be yellow because it'll break the 1. Because if the yellow grows here, then now the 1 again breaks if it's gray or yellow. And again, min size 4, so that's yellow. Gray needs to connect. This is yellow regardless of what kind of 5 this is. Gray grows. Okay, so now this is maximum size 6, and so the yellow grows, Jim points out. Okay, that yellow, this still can't be yellow because of the 1 again. Same story. So that yellow comes out that way. This gray needs to grow out there. We've got to worry about cutting everything off here. If this is gray, that doesn't work. Because if this is gray, now this is yellow, and now what's this? And if your answer is gray, it doesn't work. And if your answer is yellow, it doesn't work. Because we've isolated this piece over here. That is a very Nurikabe step. So that's yellow, which then makes this gray, which then makes that gray and that gray. I see that Jean has also done their fair share of Nurikabe, to have noticed that as well. Oh, this is yellow just by avoiding a 2x2. That would have been easier than the thing I did up there by a fair margin. Okay, so one of these 6s is gray. They can't... Oh, maybe they could both be gray? No, I don't think they can both be gray, because if they're both gray, I think that does ultimately say that 10 and 12 are the same number. You have to think about it a little bit, but I think it's true. Let's see. Can it? I thought I checked and I couldn't see a place to put that, but maybe there is a place that I can put that. Oh, there's a... I still don't see it. How it could work the other way, but I'm sure we'll figure it out if it's true. Yeah, I keep... Oh, this 6 can be 4 plus 2. This 6 can be 4 plus 2. Okay, yeah, I agree this 6 can be 4 plus 2. That was the one I sort of kept somehow skimming over in my head. Yeah, this one could be 4 plus 2 if it's that 4 plus that 2. And then the gray would get chased out over here, and this one would end up being a 6 and something, something, something. Does that mean this can't be gray? No. Yeah, one of them is definitely gray by connectivity. I agree. I think it's this one can't be yellow, I think. I think if this is yellow, I think the world breaks. Because if this is yellow, that's saying that we see 6 up here, so this needs to be of size 4. It certainly means the yellow, this can't be yellow, but now it just doesn't work because this would be yellow, that would be gray, and doesn't work. So yeah, this doesn't work, right? Yeah, so this is just, this is gray. Now I don't 100% see the, I think the other one still works either way. Uh, the right is always right. All right. So yeah. So this is either gray. Right. Okay. Yeah. So this yellow cluster always has size 6. That's the point, because this either is yellow or that's gray, and this is the only cluster it sees. In which case, it is still that. So therefore, this needs to be of size 4. So we can do that, which means that this is yellow, and that is gray, and this is yellow, and now the 6 is happy, so those are both gray. I still keep trying to decide how this 5 is going to get resolved. Probably something connectedness. Uh, uh, Oh, that's true. If this was yellow, you run into the 2 problem. Yeah, this on a blank grid, this needed to be gray because of the fact that you can't have a big yellow next to a small anything. Uh, agree. I do appreciate, by the way, I actually like something about this more than regular Nurikabe, which is that this puzzle is not allowed to have reachability deductions, which are the torture deduction of Nurikabe. Uh, you don't. I'd say probably most Nurikabe don't have obnoxious reachability deductions, but it does show up sometimes. And then, but this genre, but in this rule set, not every yellow has to have a clue, and so we don't have to do that. Uh, see, I'm being told this is always yellow. Right. Because 2 is not enough. Right. Even if this is yellow, I still can't get to enough. So this is always yellow. And now if I make this yellow, I run into the problem from before that it breaks the 2. So this is always gray. I get at most 2 here, at most 2 here, so I need at least 2 here, so that's always yellow, which now finally gives me that that's gray, and in fact that's yellow by avoiding a 2 by 2. That finishes the 5. It was yellow the whole time. Now the 6 can't touch a yellow 2, so we have that combination. Darn it, I can't think of a way it works if this is yellow. I was hoping I could convince myself that it couldn't, but oh, there's a 2 by 2 there I have to avoid. Uh, uh, Funnily enough, this cell's always yellow regardless of what this 3 is. Because if this 3 is gray, well, then it can't get everything from here because that's a 2. So that would need to be yellow. And if this 3 is yellow, it can't grow there. It has to grow there. So weirdly enough, I know this cell is always yellow. So now the gray either connects through here or through here. Because I've got still this gray up here that I need to connect down. Or both, maybe. Yeah, both is fine. Oh, this cell just can't be yellow. This is the much, much, much easier point. If this cell is yellow, now my 2 and 5 are equal. So that cell's gray. I certainly need a cell that's yellow that touches the 5 that's not that one. And I can't join those or I break the 2. Oops, somehow I did the wrong shaded. Yeah, so the 2 has become a 1-1 split now. I agree. So those are gray. Why, what? Not seeing why which. So this 5 was gray because if it was yellow, it breaks the 2. Now, this 5 can only get 2 worth of yellows out of these 2 cells because it shares these 2 cells with the 2. So that needs to be yellow. Now, that cell can't be yellow because it would make a 3 size thing next to a 2. And now the 2 needs to finish, so it finishes like that. This is gray because gray needs to get out. And connect. This can't be the only yellow this gray touches because this yellow is of size 3. So this cell's always yellow. Hmm. Okay. This cell can't be gray. Because if this cell is gray, this size 6 yellow has to come around like this. And it can't take a second clue, so it does that, but that just completely cuts off this gray up here at the top. So this at least is yellow, and now the gray at the top only has one path down, which is that one. Now this is always yellow, regardless of which one, which 6 we're taking. So this gray comes down. I finally found the correct way to think about this, at least a little bit. I'm allowed 2x2s in yellow. I'm just not allowed 2x2s in gray. Funnily enough, I thought that would help, but I'm not sure that it helps. Oh, I guess one thing is that this is this always gray? Oh, Carl asks if this is always yellow. If this is always gray. Hey, Carl. It's very possible. Yes. This being this is always gray, and it's easier to see why than the other one. Because if this is yellow, then this 6 can't be anything. So that's always gray. And now if that's yellow, I think we've disconnected things, but maybe not. Yes, if that's no, not quite. If this is are you sure? It looks to me like I don't quite know enough, but that I'm going to know enough if I fill in a little more puzzle. Uh, uh, right. I see now. Okay, yeah. So, the reason this doesn't work is that you can't connect through these cells because that would make both of these gray, and they can't both be gray or they're 5s. And so if you can't connect through these cells, that means this cell's not actually connected to the outside world. So this does need to be gray, which actually does make both of those yellow, which then makes this gray, which then makes that gray, so that we actually have some semblance of connectivity through here. This is yellow, then we get gray sort of all the way down. I like this sort of loop-de-loop shape that we've made. Let's see. AFK says this cell is always yellow. I know this cell can't be yellow, right? Because if... Oh, sorry. No, this cell could be yellow. It'll look better if this is gray. Doesn't that count for anything these days? I know this yellow has size 3. I probably should not forget that. I do have to make sure I don't like diagonally connect the yellows to a border. Let's see, if this is yellow, it breaks connectivity, I'm being told. So if that's yellow, then all of that is gray. And so that would have to be gray. Do I have to, like, play with these 5s? Yeah, that's a little bit, it's a little bit beyond my tolerance. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Sometimes we think we see things and then they turn out not to be true. Uh, this 3 can't be yellow, right? If this 3 is yellow, it insta makes these 2 gray. And that assuredly is bad, right? Because now I've either got a yellow over here or a yellow over here, and both of them have disconnected the world. So that's a pretty clean thing, right? The 3, just this 3 being yellow creates I always scan it as like that kind of diagonally connection. So that's gray. Uh, uh, let's see if both of these are gray. Can maybe get away with that kind of thing, unfortunately. Oh, you mean in my world where this is orange, Jim? So if this is orange, these are both gray. And keep in mind, that's also gray, so that's the other yellow. And now I have this long wall of yellows that make it impossible to connect the grays above the line with the grays below the line, uh, because I've separated the grid into 2 connected components. Uh, Because the grays need to connect. And this gray, in this universe, this gray was sitting this gray was sitting between two yellow cells. Row 9, column 13. Yeah, because this yellow can touch this 3. I don't think it actually can, though. If that's yellow, does it work out? It's all of that gray, yeah, it's probably fine. In fact, even then you could just yellow across like that and it would probably be fine. If this is yellow, it's going to force that to be yellow, I think. Oh, maybe not quite. Because I don't quite know enough about what's going on over down here yet. Yeah, let's see. If this is yellow, then we end up with all of this being gray now. Uh, so now we're filling in that's yellow, and so because of this gray getting cut off here, this now has to be gray in order to keep it connected, and so those fill in, and then these all end up being gray. And so the thing that breaks is this 5 now forces that, and that doesn't work. That seems a little much. Uh, but I agree if you sort of think about it from a okay, what's going to happen? Like, this is the sort of thing where, like, if you've seen this particular connectedness pattern enough, I can see I can see thinking about the gray connectivity as being sort of like, oh, I can sort of see that what's going to happen is this gray is going to get chased down here, once you know that the thing that's going to break is this plus that, I think it's doable. Like, I kind of am inclined to agree that sort of like once you really sort of understand what thing it is you're looking for to break, it does actually seem sort of clear to me in my head that if this is yellow, the world breaks. I'm not sure I would have ever seen it, but I can definitely see it in my head once I sort of see that we're in that squished against the world pattern. So I guess I'll take it. I don't know if it's going to do anything. But I do agree with it. See, the problem now is now the grays are so connected. Now I don't have any connectedness arguments basically at all left to make. And I know if this is yellow, that's gray. It doesn't seem so helpful. This gray hasn't connected yet. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sort of extract it out of here. Like, I might be able to argue that this cell has to be gray because of what would happen if the gray tried to connect around it, but I think it can, Ron, because I no longer need to do this trick to connect. So I don't think it forces nearly as much, because if I make that cell gray, then the 3 is already connected to the big piece it was trying to connect to before. Uh, Now, it is worth noting one of these two cells has to be gray, uh, just for purposes of connecting this piece out. Uh, so yeah, I'm being told if this is yellow, it probably breaks this 4. Uh, I think that's true, because it certainly means this can't be yellow, so this would have to be gray. But now this is yellow, and now this 4 is kaput. Yeah, I agree with that. Uh, let's see. Yeah, these are one of each color for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to break the 4 being yellow, but it just seems slightly plausible the 4 is yellow. It's just not that yellow. Yeah, these are also one of each color. For that matter, so are these. So these two are the same color. If you want to try and create a bizarre world, uh, these two are the same color, and that's the other color. Uh, we could even, if we want, we could go through this, because that's also the other color. Uh, but I don't think we can really get anything out of the Fruit Loops coloring. Uh, uh, it's a clever idea, though, that we can actually like do a weird amount of coloring in these two. I mean, it's not like it's not a huge amount, but it's not. It's strangely more than nothing. Uh, is it this cell being gray that really breaks? No, it's both of these being gray that breaks. Uh, that's what breaks the 5. So these aren't both gray. One of them is yellow. Oh, that does look hard, actually, Jim. If this is yellow, it has to basically not touch anything. Uh, so, like, it can't touch the 3. It can't touch the yellow next to the 4. Uh, and I need to make this 4 big enough. That doesn't quite work because I've stranded some grays. Uh, because yeah, I need to keep if this is yellow, I need to keep this yellow separate from this yellow, which is going to require growing out some gray, and it's not going to work. So yeah, I agree that this is gray, because sort of the even in the most generous version where I sort of highlighted every cell that could plausibly be gray, it does not work. Or sorry, could plausibly be part of the yellow, it doesn't work. So this is gray. Let's see. The second this cell is yellow, that cell is oh, maybe that's not true. Sorry. Uh, yeah, it is possible there's a counting way to see that is better than my way. Uh, yeah, I guess I agree with AFK before said these two are the same color. I agree. Uh, yeah, is the 5 going to have to be 4 plus 1, or are we going to have options? I don't think we can get away that this cell definitely has size 4. It can definitely get away from the 5. But I don't think this cell can be yellow. Oh, sorry. This cell can be yellow, but if so, it's part of the 5 and part of the 4. So I don't think it works. I think if this cell is yellow, I can't make that cell yellow because that would make this too big. So that would be black. But this is only a 4, so that would be yellow. But I think now I've disconnected some gray. Uh, because this is a 4, and whatever 4 it is, it's disconnected, in fact, that gray. So yeah, so that doesn't work. If that is in, so that's yellow, and now that's always yellow regardless because of the size of this. That was an interesting sort of setup. Okay, yeah, both of these 4s are seeing this, which is either that or that. Right. Now the yellow definitely, now this cell is definitely yellow. Uh, uh, because this is now, yeah, so now the 5 has to be 4 plus 1, right? I can't do 5 just down here, because if I try and do 5 just down here, it ends up touching the 3. So that's always yellow. No, that can't be yellow. Sorry. Wait, no, sorry. This cell can be yellow. Sorry, it's not. Yeah, this cell does have to be yellow, but it's not a 4 because that one is over there. But I need to keep this apart from here because that will break the 4. And so this is a 3 or a 2, so I know that's yellow regardless. And now, if that cell is yellow, I've disconnected this whole piece of the grid. So that cell is gray. And so now this is a yellow 3. That's yellow now by how did that happen? When did that happen? Oh, just this second. Okay. Uh so now by 2, that's the yellow. So now this is yellow. That's yellow. I did not think this was the world we were going to end up in, I'm going to be honest. Uh this is gray by gray connectivity. Agree. Right. If this is yellow, it makes that gray, which does not work. Carl points out. Agree. Uh, Also, that's gray because we know this is not 3 plus 3 because that doesn't equal 5. Uh, right. If this is yellow, I obliterate the 3 again because I know this is a yellow group of size 3. So if this is yellow, then this 3 can't be anything. I'll someday learn to actually spot that deduction myself, or more likely I won't because I think the puzzle is almost over. Can that really be yellow? Maybe, actually. Yellow 3 breaks connectivity. So if that's a yellow 3, then that's shaded, and that's shaded, and that's yellow. Oh, I see, I see. Sorry, let me do that the quicker way then. If this is yellow, then that's shaded, and this is yellow, and now this is not connected to the rest of the world. So that is shaded. That's yellow. That's shaded. That's yellow. Now this gray still needs to get out, and this is its only way out, I believe. So that yellow comes down there. Makes both of those gray. This gray still needs to get out. This gray still needs to get out. We know this is a size 3. Oh, this gray still isn't connected. Somehow. Because we still have 2 gray pieces here. We have not yet connected them. So this can't cut straight across anymore. Now if it cuts straight across, we break the puzzle. That was not true before, but it is true now. Let's see. Can this even be yellow now? Maybe. Let's see. If this is yellow... Oh, if this is yellow, it just disconnects it, right? Oh, sorry. It disconnects it, but after one more step. Because if this is yellow, now this has to be gray. But now this has to be yellow, and that does indeed disconnect the world, right? Because of the thing. Yeah, so that can't be yellow. So that's gray, which makes that yellow, which now makes that gray because that would create a thing of size greater than 3. And now this gray would be disconnected if that was yellow. So we get all of that gray. And now this gray, now that's yellow and that's gray to make that 3 happy. The gray still needs to come down here and connect. If that's yellow, we've disconnected the world. So we can't make that yellow. So that's gray, and now my yellow looks like that. Whoo! That was great. That was spectacular. I really enjoyed that. It was not too hard. I mean, it was challenging, but it wasn't too arduous. There wasn't anything too gnarly in there. It's a really natural combination of rules, actually. Yeah, I loved that. That was fantastic. If Paltrian ever watches this spectacular work on making this puzzle, I really enjoyed that one. All right. I think I am going to wrap up stream there for today. So thank you, everyone, for hanging out. We got some very cool puzzles in there, some really neat ideas as well. I've been seeing more of, like, for a long time, I feel like the setting community sort of went away from negative constraints, and I've been seeing a few ambitious negative constraint puzzles recently. So that's been interesting to see. I'm not sure I would, strictly speaking, advise it to someone who is setting and values their sanity and time, but it's neat to see as someone who's solving the puzzles, the ones that have worked. So good work to all. I'll see everyone very soon. Yes, do please upvote the stream. It is greatly appreciated. Go watch the the Let's Play videos. I've been enjoying those. I've been making good progress on blueprints and lingo. Invitation to puzzles starting next week. I've recorded a bunch of those, so you can look forward to those. If you probably, if you're here, I'm going to guess you probably are pretty comfortable with the Sudoku stuff, but you probably have not seen some of the pencil puzzle genres that I'm going to do. So I can do that. AFK, if you've not heard it, or anyone has not heard, I have been recording puzzles for an intro to puzzles series where I'm going to sort of do beginner level puzzles, but of a wide array of genres. So there will be beginner level, this 6 cage and this killer puzzle is 1, 2, 3, but I'm going to try and roughly equally by time do pencil puzzles of all the sort of usual genres, plus Sudoku stuff. But the Sudoku ones are naturally longer, so I think probably it's going to be like those sorts of things. So yeah, so I do eventually intend to get to Ubon. I did see there is a gap Ubon, so I did consider doing that, but I'm going to start lower than that. But anyway, if you want to submit anything for that, AFK, by all means, please do. Several people have already submitted stuff, not the Ubon part, but we can try and figure these things out together. I will say I recorded an Akari. And I was actually able to do the Akari, which might be the one of the first times I've successfully done an Akari. That I think Ambrose made the Akari. I'm not sure. Someone made the Akari, so we can look forward to that. Alrighty. RGB Akaris. I do not know what an RGB Akari is. Is it like there's 3 colors of lights and every cell has to be seen exactly once by all 3 lights? 2-star is probably substantially too hard for the series, but like, basically I want anything in the series to be an acceptable puzzle for someone where that is the first puzzle of that genre that they have seen. With Sudoku, it's okay if it's the first variant puzzle they have seen. That would be my target. Oh, they give color clues for which colors see each cell. I see. All cells seen by at least 1 color. Okay, that is interesting. I'll have to look at that at some point. Although perhaps I've been trying to stick to the standard. So like I did like peruse, for example, the gap puzzles, which I enjoy, but I'll say most gap puzzles are variants of things, and so it's not so helpful if someone is starting out in puzzles to be like, here's a variant of the well-known genre Nurikabe, is not perhaps super helpful. So I've been trying to stick to the this is a Nurikabe, this is a etc. might be more beginner friendly in terms of deductions. That can definitely be true. Like the and I think that's true in a lot of variants. Like I think if you were to like even if you comb LMD and just pick 4-star rated puzzles on LMD, I think you're going to find the 4-star vanilla killer is a lot harder than the 4-star random crazy hybrid. But still, I'm going to try and stick to like the relatively vanilla things at least for beginning, because but so far I've recorded one of, I don't know, like a dozen genres or something like that. Although funnily enough, I have just seen that I think the first genre that I am going to record a second puzzle of is going to be amusingly Choco Banana, which would not have been my guess, but I think I am going to because I saw that Agent made a Choco Banana, and I had by coincidence already recorded a Choco Banana. So I look forward to multiple Choco Banana puzzles. Anyway, huge thank you to everyone for hanging out. Thank you to everyone who supports the stream. It really does mean a lot. It helps keep the little pepper plants in fertilizer, or the not so little pepper plants anymore, I suppose, in fertilizer, and helps me try and save my poor dying blueberries that I may have killed. But anyway, last but not least, thank you to the turbines, Daniel, David, Franco, Nell, Nordy, Plonktime, and Tyson. So thank you, everyone. It's been great to hang out with you all. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.